Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday. It is the 19th day of May 2022. And before I get started on the Knicks, I'm going to preempt my normal blessings and say happy birthday to Malcolm X. May he rest in peace and rise in power. He was, of all the human beings that I have seen with my own eyes, I have not seen the Most High, who is invisible, or his son, but I have seen Malcolm X. He was the most influential human being on my life. And so, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. And so I say happy birthday to Brother Malcolm. May, again, he rest in peace and rise in power. And, happy birthday. So I want to just make sure that is said. So, Knicks Nation. Today, there was a report from the NBA trade report. Now, I don't know how legit that outlet is, but the message was Portland is willing to move out of the 7th pick for a win now type of player. It was just yesterday that I explained to y'all that there were several teams that are drafting ahead of us that we might be able to do business with in terms of moving up. The object for me to move up is to get Benedict Mathurin. It is not to get AJ Griffin. It is not to get anyone else. It's Benedict Mathurin. Okay. And so, Jaden Ivey if he falls, but I don't think he's going to fall. So this was one of the possibilities. And I think there'll be others. I really do, because it's not just Portland. Now, Portland, why would they, and we talked about this yesterday, but why would they be interested? Because Dame Dollar is at the latter part of his peak, of his prime, and they're trying to see what they can do in terms of winning while they still have him at that level. He's obviously now fully committed to finishing his career in Portland. And he's going to be on the wrong side of 30 soon. So, they want to see what they can do with another win now player. Okay. What does that mean? That means you're looking for a player that is either a prodigious young player or a vet that can help him win now. Okay. I would put Julius Randle in that pot from the Knicks. There's no Luka Doncic out here this particular year. Basketball savant genius type player, or LeBron. That's not available this year. But you do have Julius Randle, New York Knicks. And Portland has cap space as well as trade exception. So I feel like it's a natural fit. Now, will they take Julius Randle? I don't know. I feel like they should, and the reason I feel that is because Julius, again, would be a third option on that team. And as a third option, he will be extremely beneficial. Okay. The only issues that he would present in that capacity, see, as a third option, he's not the primary ball handler. He's not setting up the offense. That's none of his responsibility right there. He's available as an option because Dame, and Simons now are both dangerous enough so that if you don't watch them, they will destroy you. So they bring enough attention offensively that will cause Julius to get many opportunities where he has the advantage. Defensively is where you're going to have possible issues, not because he doesn't have the physical ability to play defense, because he doesn't always give the effort. But that's between him, Portland, and Dame. I feel like this is something we could do. Okay. The question is, what will it cost? I want their 6th pick, but do we need to give them our 11th pick? I want their 6th pick, but they're asking for a young player to go with Julius. I wouldn't give it to him because we'll take off of their hands the expiring Eric Bledsoe deal. But I want their 6th pick. The question to me comes down to, do they want my 11th pick, which they might. Okay. But I would try to avoid giving them that. I would try to give them the Dallas 23 pick, because now we can not only get Mathurin, we can get Sohan as well. We can get both of them. Okay. If we could do a deal with them and give them the Dallas 2023 number 1. So stay tuned, because this is a definite possibility. For them to leak this to the media this early is really telling you all you need to know. They are open for business. They don't want the pick. They're trying to get somebody that can win now. Okay. And then we talked again about their roster yesterday. They have Dame, they got Nurkic, they got Simons, they got Nasir Little, they got players they don't need starting, like Hart and Justice Winslow. They need a legit power forward to start. We have one. Okay. So, I would not be surprised to see this deal get done. This is a possibility. Like I said, it's not the only one though. It's not the only possibility. And that's why some of y'all yesterday was like, it's amazing how I wish, if I had a wish about Knicks Nation, I wish y'all could stop hating your own players. Just because Julius didn't play as well for us as we think, don't mean that nobody likes him and nobody wants him and we got to attach picks to move him. Try to be more objective about your team. Okay? He's not a superstar. He's not a number 1 option, but he's a very valuable 3rd option. See, if you slot a guy in the right spot, he can help you win. And that's Randle. He was drafted by the Lakers, and they were hoping he would become a number 1 option. He wasn't. Then he went to New Orleans to pair with Anthony Davis. Davis was hurt so much, Julius again became the number 1 option, and he's not that. And then the Knicks brought him to New York with the object of being the number 1 option, and he's not. But in Portland, there would be no argument. Dame Dolla's the number 1 option, and Simons is the guy next to him, because Simons, for most of this past season, was carrying Portland. Okay, so you have your 2 options there. Julius would clearly be the 3rd option. They would welcome him. Dame is like that. He's real cool like that. They would welcome him, and they would try to go out and win some basketball games. Being traded to Portland from New York would also hurt Julius's pride a little bit, and maybe that would also motivate him to play hard 48 minutes on both ends of the floor. He's a pretty indestructible type dude. He doesn't get hurt a lot. Okay, so that would also help. So, don't hate on your own guy. Nobody wanted, we got attached pick. That's New York Knicks Nation hating their own guys. You don't got to attach no pick to move Julius Randle. Okay, you don't. Okay, so this is a good scenario. I like the Portland possibility. And I want to keep an eye on that, because we definitely, if we could get Mathurin and Sohan, we really taking some serious steps forward at that. And not only that, then we really don't need the Dallas 2023 pick. We really don't, because we have a whole slew of young players, 24 or under, that are rotation pieces. Okay. And so basically we'll be set in terms of talent. At that point, we just got to decide which vets we want to keep to mix with the youth so that we can move forward. But, y'all have to remember, Obi's 24. He's going to be in his 3rd season. Quick, going to be 22, 23 in his 3rd season. RJ is going to be 22 only, but he's in his 4th season. These guys have enough experience that you're not tanking. You're not going to lose putting them out there. You can win. You just got to put them out there. Okay. So I like this. That excited me, because I was like, oh shoot, we knew that it was possible, but now they're making it known. Now I don't know who our competition is. Cause the other teams, like maybe Indiana, would want to move Miles Turner over there. I don't know why they would do that. And the reason I say that is because they moved Sabonis. They could have moved Turner this past season and did not. So Turner's still young enough to be a centerpiece on the Indiana team. So that I don't think that's much competition. Mo Bamba, that ain't no win now piece though. I mean, so I think the Knicks are in a good spot right here. Christian Wood, maybe. Christian Wood will help them. Okay. So there's some competition for it. And Houston also has number ones that they could add to that as well. So it's not like a cakewalk, but we're in the game. With our Dallas 2023 and Julius Randle, we're in the game, and probably throwing some second rounders. We got a ton of those. We're in the game with Portland to see this here. So stay tuned. This is going to be interesting, y'all. This is going to be very interesting. I still, like I said, my draft board is Mathurin, Sohan, and then after that, you got Tari Eason to me. I like Tari Eason. Then Dyson Daniels. Then Agbaji. Another interesting thing, in Chicago yesterday, whole contingent of New York Knicks coaching staff and front office was there. So they're looking very closely at this draft. Okay, looking very closely. And if some young man really impresses them, Benedict Mathurin, they might, really look at this move and see if they can get him. What yesterday I saw on content creator Nick Buzz, dude from Australia, cool dude, nice content. He had Mark Berman on, and Mark Berman said that Tom has expressed how much Obi has won him over and won his trust. And then he expressed that his Berman, the future of Randle might be in question because of that. Because Tom is saying now, I'm going to play Obi more minutes. So this deal with Portland, something to watch, y'all. Something to watch. We're going to see how this pans out. It's going to be very interesting to see how this pans out. Like I said, Sacramento, Indiana, Portland are teams we could do business with. They're teams we could do business with. And they're all in the top 8. Okay? So let's see how this pans out. This is going to be very interesting to see. But I'm very keen on watching this Portland move because I think a lot of y'all agree Portland makes the most sense. They need a power forward. They need a power forward and they want to win now. They're not looking to completely rebuild. They want to win right now. And so I think we are a match made. They got the money. We got the player. We're going to see what happens. But I'm thinking this is really a serious thing. This is going to be a very interesting draft night. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to be lit. This draft night going to be lit. But, for the Knicks I'm talking about, it's going to be lit. It's going to be on. There's going to be some moves made. I'm excited to see it. I think we're in good shape, y'all. I really do. See, when I say rebuild, I'm talking about use the players that we have drafted. But again, I just want to remind you, the players we have drafted are not no scrubs. This is not guys that don't know how to play in the league. Obi knows how to play. So does Emmanuel Quickly. So does Mitchell Robinson. So does RJ Barrett. The exciting thing is all of them have plenty of more upside. But they can play in the league right now. See, playing those guys, you pushing for the AFC. Look, the Knicks were 37-45 this past season. And that's a bad year, right? But we were pushing still for the play-in. Imagine if Tom had played Emmanuel Quickly and Deuce McBride as his backcourt instead of Alec Burks. Imagine if Tom had played more Grimes, more Cam. Imagine if we did that instead of what he did. Imagine if Obi had gotten more minutes rather than Randle this past season. We would have been in the talk for the 8th seed, 7th seed this year. Because that's how good these kids could play. Okay? So, look. Don't sleep on the Knicks. If he really, Tom, goes with these kids to give them rotation minutes and they can move a guy like a Burks who Tom's going to trip about playing that point guard and they can move, or Evan Fournier out of the starting rotation. Listen, whether they trade him or not, I just want him out of the starting lineup. I want Grimes to start at the 2. Okay. And if we get Mathurin, you got to move Fournier. You got to move him. I'm not having Mathurin's progress hindered because of Fournier. That don't even make sense. Mathurin to me is a star in the future. A star. He may not be in his rookie year, but this kid, he got it all, man. And I'm saying, I like this kid for the Knicks. So I don't want nothing hindering him. So yeah, if we're able to get Mathurin, you got to get rid of Fournier. I want Grimes starting, but I want Mathurin in the rotation, his rookie year. Okay. Cam, I mentioned Cam before. I love Cam. I think Cam's a number 1 option talent. There's 2 issues we got to seriously consider though. One, since he's been in college, even when he was at Duke, he was hurt a lot. It's that one season he was hurt a lot. And then since he's been in the league, he's been hurt every year. Something. Achilles was last year before this past one when he was with Atlanta. This year we saw what happened to his shoulder. He's been having injuries since he come in the league. Okay. That's been holding him back. So if he's injury prone, that's going to be a problem. Number 2, we didn't draft him. And along with that, Tibbs didn't want him. This is a move Leon made without really consulting Tibbs. And I'm not saying Leon needs to consult Tibbs every move he makes. But this is what happened. And then the kid got hurt. So talent is there. But whether he can realize it because of the injury history is the question. It's a real question. If you look at his injury history from when he came in the league, you'll see what I'm saying. Look at his career. Look at his injury history. He's been hurt every year. Injuries, the unavailability factor ruins a lot of careers, y'all. It just hinders a lot of talent. We talked about Portland. Justice Winslow came out of Duke. They won the NCAA championship when he was there. Him and Ja Okafor. He was the deal. The Knicks were considering drafting him. He was a guy that could guard multiple positions. Miami, he had him at the 4, the 5. The 4, the 3, and the 1, and the 2. He could play all those positions, but he was hurt all the time. Okay? He was hurt all the time. They signed him. They re-signed him, extended him to $39 million. That's how he got to $39 million. But then they had to trade him because he was hurt all the time. Okay? It's the same with Frank Ntilikina. Frank, I feel, all NBA defensive level. And we don't know what he could have been offensively if he had been developed properly, which he was not. But hurt all the time. I don't know how many groin pulls that boy had. Hurt all the time. Knee, groin. Okay? If you're not available, your talent don't matter. Well, that's what we got to find out about Cam. Okay? If he's hurt in preseason or in camp, so I don't know. I can see him being a trade piece. You know, that's how we move a Fournier. You add a Cam to it. Okay? That's how you move a Fournier. So we have to see how that plays out. Okay? We have to see how that plays out. But, but the Portland deal, the move Randle and open up space for Obi and then go get a Sohan behind Obi or Tari Eason even. Please. Man, some of y'all asked me, some of y'all gotta go through my library. Some of y'all were asking me, what do you feel about Tari Eason? Tari Eason was the first dude I talked about. No, second. It was Jabari Smith and then Tari Eason. That was 2 months ago. I was early on the Tari Eason train. Very early. Okay. So I love Tari Eason. He go back, look at the archives and find the video. Okay. But Tari, and of course, there was one annoying dude kept coming. Some dudes that if I say the sky's blue, they're going to say it's green. If I say we should go left, they're going to say right. Just because there's some dudes that just are annoying like that. And I get it. That's part of Knicks Nation. But this one dude was like that, kept coming at me and, why don't you look at Sohan? Because he said it, I wouldn't do it, right? But I decided, let me look at this cat. Man. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's why he's behind Mathurin. I love Jeremy Sohan. He's my type of guy. Defense, and I'm not worried about his offense. I feel like it'll come along. Playing behind Obi in his rookie year would be excellent. So, yeah. Tari or Sohan, but I want Mathurin. And we're going to see what happens here with Portland. So anyway, y'all, please be safe out there. Again, happy birthday to my man. Rest in peace, Brother Malcolm. Shalom.